Across Ghana's 16 regions and around the world on myjoyonline.com, this is Joy Newsroom. Let's begin with thugs in the northern region have raided the Buffer Stock Company warehouse, stealing over 150 bags of maize and other foodstuff meant for senior high schools in the region. About 15 schools are expected to be affected by this action. Now, thugs since December 8 continue to loot warehouses of various institutions in the northern region. Information available to Joy News indicates that this is the second time the looters have been to the warehouse. Several warehouses, including the Tamale Metro Assembly, the Department of Agriculture and Veterinary, among others, are places where foodstuff have been stolen, chemicals and fertilizer after the election. Now, headmaster of the Ghana Senior High School, Douglas Haruna Yakubu, told Joy News this will worsen the food shortage anticipated by the schools.
2 schools are distribution centers for food to schools. Ghana Senior High, and Yendi Senior High. Now, Ghana Secondary School, because we don't have a warehouse, that's why we are using the buffer stock as our warehouse. If we had a warehouse, the food would have been in, the food items would have been in Ghana school. But we don't have a warehouse, and that's why we're using the buffer stock. Now, last night, between 11:30 and 12, I got a call from my storekeeper that some people had come to attack the security here to break into the stores to pick food items. Immediately, I called my regional director, but at that time it was odd. I knew she couldn't pick. She's a female. So we tried to get in touch with other people, including the regional coordinator for free SHS, where they could get the security to come. Eventually, they got the police, but they were overwhelmed by the number that they met here. And so they called for reinforcement, and then came the military. So by the time they came, they had broken this warehouse that's behind me and made away with 150 bags of maize, about 85 or 87 jerrycans of oil, and then a certain number of bags of beans. And as I'm saying, you would have heard just put out some complaints about not having food to open, and then the perishables and then recurrent. That's the reality on the ground.
Still on the matter, coordinator for Free Senior High School in the northern region, Bukari Damani, raised concerns that this could affect the reopening of schools if the government does not intervene immediately.
This information between 11:30 and 12 in the night. The supply officer for Ghana Senior High School called me and said the watchman here called and said the people had massacred here and they're trying to break into our warehouse. So we should call the security to come and support. So I started making the calls. By the time I realized, he called back and said they had already broken into the place and they were collecting the items. But most of the calls we didn't get immediate results. It was one of the traditional, you had to call even the Bigla agents. It was the Bigla agent who called one of the prison officers who then went to the police station and got the police to come. And when they came, I think their numbers were not adequate, so they scared them and they went back again and got reinforcement before the military came. So it was the military's arrival around 2:33 thereabout that they were able to stop them. But all manner of people, according to the storekeeper, women, children, old men, young guys, all manner of people, they were carrying everything. They took rice, apart from rice, they took beans, vegetable oil, bread flour, mackerel, sardine. That was meant to be distributed to the students. And they took away our weighing scale. The weighing scale, we had a big one here that we were using to weigh before we received the items. They even went there and picked these tarpaulins. The whole room there is full of these tarpaulins they use them as a buffer. When we have too many items to store and we have no storage, they will bring them out and erect them and see the items in there. So they picked, there are some still lying here, and they destroyed that part there. But those ones are not our food, but they destroyed that and finished up with everything. They poured oil, the oils and what are things that are mixed up there. So it is the incident we have, encountered, and we are praying that we'll be able to. I will now go around. I have reported to my boss in Accra. The regional director to have been informed. So the CHAS executives will go and meet their colleagues and then we'll see what we can do. If we have food to feed the children, then we'll go on. If we have no food to feed the children, then we'll close down the school with the permission of the GS. Because we can't bring children to school and we'll not be able to feed them. So that is the unfortunate part. Students, their parents are here in Tamale. Their cousins, their nephews were the people who were here. Their uncles were here carrying these things on. That's the unfortunate part. And the whole country, this is the only center that we have witnessed this in the whole country. Unfortunately for us too, it is the only center that is not in the school, because Ganasco is the center for the northern region here. The Tamale metropolis and its environs. But Ganasco is, they have no facilities that can store these items. So that was why we had to, ask for support from the buffer stock to be keeping our items here. And the yard is spacious. So all the schools come there and they're able to pick their items and it's okay. So we're okay in this place. So that is the situation.
More on this, warehouse supervisor for buffer stock Al-Hassan Salifu said the looters made away with food meant for the Tamale Metro Assembly before looting students' food.
If we do not have anything, then maybe Charles will take a decision with the regional director to close down the schools, and then so when we get some food items, then the students will come back. The unfortunate part is that we, our children, students here, the people who came to ransack this place, their children, their nephews, their nieces are the students in the senior high schools. So we are pleading with them that it is not everything that you pick. You are not even supposed to. That is criminal. There's no house around here. This is an industrial area, and you all know this is Gassing Yard. That is the filling station. This is where our warehouse is. So if you come here around 11:30, 12, and you are picking items and sending them home, what are you telling your people in the house? The children and your wives that you are a thief. So when they go out and they steal later, what will you be doing? How will you discipline them? So it's unfortunate. I'm appealing to the traditional authority, the civil society organizations, and all stakeholders to let us, educate our people. We should talk to them. It is not everything. This is not politics. This is the Free Senior School program. It's not politics.
We have our Northern Regional correspondent joining us via Zoom, Martina Bugri. Martina, tell us more details about this. We understand this event started from December 8th. What more can you report? That's not a good sound to hear. We'll try to reconnect with our Northern Regional correspondent, Martina Bugri, to bring us more details and help us put the story in perspective. But moving on to other stories now. Some senior high schools in Accra have reopened amidst growing uncertainty as the Conference of Heads of Assisted Secondary Schools, that is CHAS, warns it cannot guarantee meals for students. And this follows unresolved financial issues, including unpaid government reimbursements for perishable foods from last year. My colleague Jacqueline Asomayabwa visited some schools and filed this report.
Despite a strong appeal from CHAS to Ghana Education Service to reconsider reopening schools until these issues are resolved, students across various senior high schools in Accra reopened today. Today is 3rd January. I'm currently at the Dogono Senior High School, visiting some other senior high schools in the area to find out if indeed schools are still reopening. And lo and behold, we have some of the students still reporting to school. So I want to get interactive with some of the parents to find out if indeed they heard what CHAS
said or what CHAS told GES, and also to find out if they made any preparations for that. But then before this, I spoke to teachers, some of the school authorities of Camera, and indeed students are reopening today. Most of the students are expected to come to school today, and that's 3rd January. So let's get to speak to some of the parents around who are bringing their wards to school.
I'm on the platform, so they confirmed it, so that's why I brought her.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
But regardless, have you made any preparations in case of anything? Because they said when the students come to school, they might not be able to feed them. Did you put in any plans for that?
Oh, I know they will do that, so I didn't have any second thought about it.
I mean, put in extra preparations?
Oh,
anything?
I gave her the normal things I used to give her.
What happened was I heard everything, but my daughter called me to inform me that this is the problem that they are experiencing in the school. So I used to send her money, every weekend, 2 weeks. And concerning their reopening, I got the information recently that they said the school is be reopened on the 7th, but I got another message from the school WhatsApp that the school is supposed to be reopened this morning, which is on the 3rd. Okay. Yeah, so I found a letter from the Minister of Education. That is why I brought her to school. Yeah.
So in case of food and everything, you've made sure that she has everything that she needs.
Yeah, and
she's not being fed.
Yeah, and we agreed that every 2 weeks I have to send her some money until she will confirm that she's okay at the school. Then maybe I will stop.
Then we live in Accra, so in case of anything, we can always come for her.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, but she has everything. I've made adequate preparation for her. She has enough.
Okay.
Yeah.
Right. But the school informed you that they are resuming today?
Yes, they sent a message that they are resuming. Initially, we thought it was on the 6th.
Okay.
Yeah, but we were told this week that it's rather 3rd. But 6th is for day students. So we were prepared. So
whatever that happens.
Meanwhile, CHAS maintains that the situation remains dire. The association had earlier cautioned that without financial support, schools might struggle to provide basic necessities like meals, a critical component of boarding school life.
Well, if Ghana Education Service is saying that school is going to reopen, we've never had any argument about who has the power to reopen schools. Our stance is that if schools are going to be reopened tomorrow, and as of today, schools have not been given money and food, we still have the view that the students can come. We are not going to lock any dormitory or prevent any student from coming. But in an instance where schools are unable to feed their students or to buy materials and other things to run the school, if in the event that is unable to happen, there's nothing, I don't think anybody can blame us for that.
Like St. John's Grammar School, currently we are at Achimota School and students are reporting to school. We spoke to the headmaster of Camera and he says that students have been reporting since morning, but then usually here at Achimota, most of them will be coming right after 2 p.m. It's now 2 p.m. We still see some of the students trooping in. I don't usually know how they come in, but then we've seen some numbers. Speaking to some parents too, they have the view that they are well prepped up for whatever thing that happens. At Odogono, that was the same thing, but at St. John's Grammar, there was no students in sight. We spoke to the assistant headmaster academic, and he said that only one student is here, and they are hoping that the students would report. Reporting for Joy News, I'm Jacqueline Ansama Yaboa.
Now, let me take you back to the story of the Buffer Stock Company warehouses raid. And my colleague, our Northern Regional Correspondent, Martina Bugui, joins us. Martina, we want to get more on the story. And we understand that the looting started from December 8th. Tell us more about the suspects who've been arrested so far.
What we know is that 2 people are in custody. And these 2 people are expected to help investigations to get to the others who were packed. And my source within the police say the numbers are big, and so it will be difficult to get many people. But currently they have 2 people, and with the 2 people, they'll be able to make a significant arrest based on the information they are getting from the 2 people. Mama said that it's a big issue in the northern region, not only in Tamale, But all the districts have reported the looting of warehouses, especially the agri department. Because of the dry spell that hit the area, food was sent to various districts to be distributed, but they were able to do that, and the elections took place. So right after the elections, they started looting, and it has continued for over 3 weeks now. There was a break about a week ago, and it's resumed yesterday in the night. Yesterday, we are told that it started around 11 o'clock, where they loot the first warehouse that contains stuff from the Tamale Metro Assembly before going into the buffer stock, where the students' food is currently being packed, and they took away everything. And the supervisor of the warehouse says that he's unable to even give the exact figure of mackerel that was taken. It's now he's going to do his calculations and know the number of cartons that were carried away. Over 200 gallons of oil were also sent away. So this, we believe, or the authorities believe, is going to affect the boarding schools who are reopening, who have reopened actually. So for all the schools in the northern region, just 3 schools were able to pick their own before yesterday's event. So it means that over the 15 schools left would have to wait for an emergency response before they can go to school.
So much for bringing us those details. And before you go, I understand you've been interacting with some of the managers of these warehouses. What have they been telling you?
So the warehouse supervisor said that when they got information that they had started looting, they tried to put in an effort to stop their own, where the students' food was being kept. But the numbers were, the security that was stationed there, the numbers overwhelmed them, and had to take the military's intervention to get in before they were able to stop the last part being broken into. So he says that normally what they do is 2 police officers are stationed there in the morning and they leave in the evening. And that gives them the place because there's no security. I mean, they have the watchmen there, but they also didn't have the security who's supposed to be there in the night. And probably that could actually have accounted for the free looting that took place last night.
Martina Bugri there, Northern Regional Correspondent, bringing us up to speed on the Tamale Buffer Store Company raid. Now, in a bit, we'll take you live to the Accra High Court because one of the biggest stories in the country this afternoon is that the High Court will be delivering ruling in the case of 4 disputed constituencies where the governing New Patriotic Party is seeking an order compelling the Electoral Commission to recollate results. Parliamentary Affairs correspondent Kufuor Ashanti is live on the ground in terms of preparation ahead of the reading of that judgment, and we will bring you up to speed on the matter. But in other stories, the majority in Parliament has accused the former Minister for National Security, Kufuor Kwache, and Larry Gbevlo-Latte, a former National Security Coordinator, of masterminding what it deems as the unending post-election violence. The caucus claim that numerous incidents of violence have been perpetrated against government appointees with acts of thuggery against state institutions after the 2024 general elections by some members of the NDC. The claim comes a day after the president-elect, John Dramani Mahama, announced Kufuor Kwache and Larry Gbevlo-Latte as members of an interim team to manage and coordinate national security matters pending the appointment of substantive officials. Now, addressing journalists, the Deputy Majority Leader, Patricia PJ, says the disturbing development threatens the safety of Ghanaians.
This situation is extremely disturbing, as it has instilled fear in our public servants, deterring them from effectively performing their duties, and destabilize our governance structures. We must stress that the physical harm, intimidation, and threats have no place in the free exercise of political rights. In addition to these troubling developments, we have received reliable intelligence indicating that acts of violence and thuggery are being orchestrated by certain elements of the NDC leadership, Mr. Kofi Totobikwachi and Colonel Larry Bavlolati, retired, are the key leaders of the NDC who are behind these NDC attacks and inspiring the numbers to violence to innocent Ghanaians. Even more troubling is information suggesting plans to intensify these violent acts immediately after the swearing in of the president-elect.
Now, the Majority Chief Whip, Frank Anodompre, on his part, urged the President-elect, John Dramani Mahama, to exhibit leadership by ending the post-election violence to avert any unforeseen circumstances.
Even before they are taking over, we've heard of the plans and all the actions and all that they are doing. We are basically saying that we are responsible citizens. To be forewarned is to be forearmed. We are waiting, and we hope that the President will show leadership. We hope the President will show leadership. If they do not show leadership, we will advise ourselves. And as the law permits, we will resort to any means legal, permissible within our four walls of our laws to ensure that we are not taken for granted. That we will do. That we will do. And that we will insist that we will do. Look, nobody is going to threaten anybody in this country. Yes. So as he said, you have given 1,001 promises. You are going to reduce petrol prices, 24-hour economy, whatever. The price of paper is going to come down, cost of living is going to come down. Now the reality has gone on them. So they are shifting the goalposts and they are focusing on attacks. That we will resist. And we'll do everything within our breath to make sure we resist that.
In more news, former Interior Minister Ambrose Derry has commended the National Executive Committee of the NPP for agreeing and setting up an 11-member committee to look into the massive loss suffered by the party in the 2024 general election. Ambrose Derry, who himself lost his consecutive third-term parliamentary bid in Parliament, noted that a review and introspection of the NPP's defeat will put the party in a good shape to return to power after the 2028 polls.
The new Patriotic Party NPP went into the 2024 general elections with lots of hope to break the 8-year political cycle jinx and to win majority of the parliamentary seats in the country. The party, however, lost massively at the polls to opposition National Democratic Congress (NDC). They lost both the presidential and parliamentary elections with gap margins they never expected. Speaking in an exclusive interview with Joy News, former Interior Minister Ambrose Derry welcomes the move by the party to set up an 11-member committee led by former Speaker of Parliament, Professor Aaron Michael Quay, to look into the defeat.
The Vice President has a very, 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 very special, unique, exceptional personality, no doubt about that. And I was quite confident that that could bring about a difference. So yes, I had high expectations then, but that is politics, and that's the beauty of it. You win or you lose. Our expectations were not met, no. The magnitude of the defeat, from my point of view, was never anticipated at all. That is not to say there were no challenges in the campaign, but all said and done, the victory of the NDC has been massive. What remains now is for the party to do a review and come out with why the defeat, and such a massive defeat, we need to look at it, review, some introspection at individual levels, at the general level, and see how we can do better next time.
Despite the massive loss of the party in the parliamentary polls, he is optimistic that the low numbers on the side of the NPP and hold the governing NDC accountable.
I think that in a democracy, there is still room for the representatives, our representatives in Parliament, to make their point. And I believe that once upon a time, we had a group of MPs who were about 69 or something, and they were able to talk beyond Parliament to appeal to the people. But that is politics, and that's the beauty of it.
Touching on his defeat in the elections, Ambrose stated that he has no qualms about his defeat, but was grateful to God and the people of Nondom for the opportunity to serve them.
I'm not a perfect person. I'm not an angel. No, that could have happened. But don't forget that people can just get to a stage they want to change you, and they have the right to change you. And so I have no qualms at all with what has happened. I continue to say I'm grateful that I was given the chance to serve, and I've wished my elder brother, a successful tenure. I have no difficulty at all with that.
He noted that despite the remarkable development he has brought to the people, more needs to be done, which he pledged to continue to pursue outside Parliament.
Now, let me bring you some updates on that expected ruling in the High Court on those 4 contentious constituencies. So far, we know that Justice Faustin Japong of the Accra High Court General, Jurisdiction 2, has granted the application of the NPP seeking to compel the Electoral Commission to recollate results in the Tema Central constituency. The judge reasoned 3 key points, among others, that 1, the EC did not collate the results from all the polling stations in the constituency. And 2, the person who did the declaration was not the returning officer. And 3, there's evidence of demand on the EC and evidence that the EC had refused to act. Now, court orders EC to collate results of the 2 outstanding polling stations and add same to the already collated result. And the court has also ordered IGP to provide security for the EC to act. And we'll keep bringing you some more details as and when it unravels. Let me take you back to Kantamanto because some traders at Kantamanto have cautioned city authorities against any plans to redevelop the market after it was razed down by fire. According to them, they will resist any such moves. Why? Joint News correspondent Collins Frimpong has been interacting with some of them who started rebuilding their stalls exactly 24 hours after the outbreak.
The fire that started at 1:20 a.m. on Thursday, according to Kantamanto Traders Association, affected over 7,000 shops and approximately 30,000 traders, claiming 1 life. The National Fire Service battled the blaze for over 12 hours before successfully extinguishing it. However, less than 24 hours later, traders have already started rebuilding their shops in a bid to prevent authorities from redeveloping the area.
So they are pleading with government to come to their aid. According to him, when it happened in 2013, government supported them. They are not expecting anything different. They don't want new shops. They don't want anything. All that they are pleading is that they want government to support them.
Any attitude or more Ghana Hano, say fine. And yes, in a moment, the attitude, and in the num is Swasi, and in the Abia, so you did say, and yes, sanity. But I say, a pamo, a half pamo, because your baby are more you demoja, and I ain't Ghana for so no, your baby, a toya, the any baby, dear. Because more you are Ghana have a breed, but Oka was any bad or any gumo, but it can't amount to any patchy woman in any packet. So what I see because population for long short to see and I may go. I meet my catcher say about the 50% in Ebio Moku, 85 in any kunu. Kantamanto one etiti or move to Mukrankole 2 and 3. But Ebia one you say Biamubesia more at time and more emwa because for Sunia money and Tom or Momu because I dear Joe table so I had no Krahendegan and the Rakantaha, which made the Bobra.
The chairman of the Kantamanto Traders Association, Samuel Amo, is also urging authorities to assist the affected traders to rebuild their structures.
We know the government, the MPP or the NDC or whatever will be in power that will help us. But we want to help because the saying is, helping help those who help themselves. So we are helping ourselves. And we don't expect, we know the economy cannot cater for everything.
Collins Frimpong for Joy News.
Our President Nana Addo Dankwa Kufuor has assured the public of the government's commitment to supporting the victims. He made the assurance in his State of the Nation's address yesterday.
I want to put on record that I'm deeply saddened by the devastating fire at Kantamanto Market, which took place yesterday, and has left many traders and their livelihoods in ruins. My thoughts and prayers are with those affected, and I extend heartfelt sympathies to the hard-working traders who have lost their goods and investments. Government stands with you and will work with relevant agencies to ascertain the causes of the fire and to provide the needed support. As a nation, let us unite in compassion and solidarity to help those who have suffered losses. Together, we can extend a helping hand to our fellow Ghanaians in need during this challenging time.
As part of the support to be rendered to the affected victims, Minister for Information and co-spokesperson for the transition team, Fatimatu Abubakar, announced that an additional 8,000 personnel have been recruited into the Ghana National Fire Service to combat future fires. She spoke on Newsfile earlier.
So to talk about the preparedness of the Ghana Fire Service, this government, President Kufuor-led government, has done so much when it comes to the Ghana Fire Service. And one has to do with capacity. By January 2017, the capacity of the fire service in terms of personnel was just 7,000 men across the country. Now we have recruited 8,000, additional 8,000. And on record, if you check the capacity of the Ghana National Fire Service, they have 15,000 personnel. So there should.
Well, still on the matter, still on the Kantamanto fire, Special Aide to President John Dramani Mahama indicated that the Market Enhancement Project under Mahama will ensure that fire incidents in the next government are reduced.
I told my boss a few days ago that this must actually be the model for his conversations around enhancing markets in Ghana. If it means going back to the drawing boards, if it means redemarcating the area to be certain that these are portions of this land that we intend to designate as sustainable markets, then certainly so be it, so that we can start to provide something that will augment, at least soften the hardships on these people.
Let me take you to the Ashanti region now, because some traders in that region have expressed disappointment with President Kufuor for failing to develop the Ashanti region as he delivered his final State of the Nation address to Parliament yesterday. Now, the traders at the Kumasi Central Market say they expected the president to outline concrete plans to address the region's developmental challenges, but were disappointed by his speech. They criticized the president for failing to fulfill his campaign promises to develop the region, which they say has been neglected for far too long. Let's take a listen.
Yeah, Duma, MPP for the slow, Omonium homework. I am yes, Bawomia Wenya, Papania Donapa, but Wenya, it's walkway.
She says, we really love the MPP, and it is sad that Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia did not win the elections. But they neglected the Ashanti region. They did not develop the region at all. They promised us a lot, but delivered few. The president must apologize to us as he's leaving office.
Asante region overhead aswame overhead wa Angonaga overhead okaso be wanye Asante region dey pay dwedie central markets kakraka wa bebubu egu wanye anwie me yanko ye gugu ka kwa mu saa ne eto ade e se ke mefo betia ba asie so abepam ye ne efa ma ne ebre enti yesra no hono de wa amoa yen to okono onka me bi nche do de na chija no me yesa anwuma no ma ne ye ho ntoyen
enti na na do wa baby ada na se wa me ye manu bi.
She says, Nana Kufuor has done a lot for us. I am appreciative of his policy initiatives. He has taken good care of our children in the free senior high school. The president has done well. Ghanaians are grateful.
Bra, school fees easy o. Papa ifa ka me se ye wodwom ha. Wo mu ko school yi, wo bia no se ya nto na ade. Che se obi atumi ko school ni bi. E ma che se wo ene no obi aba ente kuro yi mu. Empanifo nko na egu kuro mu ayeton ade. Enti me de me ken na se na nado onyame enhira no. Na mo yenya ne so mampani biem. Yenya ne so mampani biem. Nyame enhira no. Nemo mcha omani behwe Ashanti region.
Enwuma no ya Ashanti mam wanwie no. Aban fufuro obeba no. Ometoa enwuma na omampani ye na wantima anwie ni so. Ene na ma oman na emu ye den no. Se omampani bi free so a na omampani fufuro oba no. Ade anani omampani no oteso eye no. Wanwie a de oba no so ontoa so. Eno so ama yakoye chiri bebrebe. Intimika chere say onfa nhyemu kena say omampani a obey enwuma no oye no a wanwie no onto aso ne mfa nko awie.
You're watching Joy Newsroom. Still to come, we'll bring you some sights and sounds from the Joy FM 90s Jam after this break. Please stay. Thank you for staying with us. Now, what began as a desperate fight against financial hardship has blossomed into a story of triumph and inspiration. A beneficiary of Multimedia Group Limited's EduCare Trust Fund, Roland Asari's dream of becoming a medical doctor seemed out of reach just a few years ago. But today, thanks to the scholarship scheme, he stands tall in his white coat, ready to serve. My colleague Jacqueline Ansamayabwa has more in this report.
Roland Asari.
Roland's journey began on September 24th, 2018, when he was selected for the EduCare Scholarship. At the time, his education was at risk due to severe financial challenges. EduCare, a corporate social responsibility initiative of the Multimedia Group Limited, supports brilliant but needy students, ensuring that financial barriers don't stand in the way of academic success. Reflecting on his journey, Dr. Roland Asari shared his motivations for pursuing medicine.
To be a medical doctor has always been a dream for me since childhood days. Yes, the ultimate goal of becoming a cardiothoracic surgeon in the nearest future.
He expressed deep gratitude for the scholarship, emphasizing how it changed his life both academically and personally.
Whole medical school program is a very tough one. It requires a lot of financial commitments, yes, and even aside the fees you pay annually, the various things that goes into the day-to-day stay in medical school is very demanding, and EduCare has been a relief, most especially with the timely nature of releasing the funds. It made sure that during my stay over the 6-year period was to a large extent hassle-free, and so even before the academic year begins, I have a clear state of mind to just zoom in and achieve excellence. We got to know of it through a motherly figure at church, yes, and yes, I applied, and by God's grace and careful consideration, I was selected.
Now, looking back, what does this mean to you and your family? Looking back at it,
this means a lot to us because without the support, both financially and otherwise, we received from the EduCare Scholarship Foundation, this dream of becoming a medical doctor wouldn't have materialized. Right now, I have the mentality that in as much as I've also received benefits from this, I must also give back to society, because there are a large number of us who also have various aspirations, and yet, because of financial constraints, they are unable to pursue their dreams, and so the onus is upon me to also extend helping hand to others.
Dr. Asari's success is not only a proof to his perseverance, but also a source of pride for his mother. Fighting back tears, she recounted the struggle she faced trying to support her child's education. I am overjoyed today and cannot express enough gratitude to Multimedia Group Limited for their pivotal role in my son's journey to becoming a doctor. When he received his admission, it was a challenging time for me. I sought an assistance from God, and with the help of a church member, we reached out to MGL. Receiving the scholarship was a tremendous relief during such a difficult period.
From
one dreamer to another, he leaves behind a message of hope. No matter how tough the journey gets, there's always light at the end of the tunnel when given the right support.
They shouldn't give up. Yes, they should still stay focused on their dreams. Definitely there would be light at the end of the tunnel, and so they shouldn't give up on their dreams. They should still hold on firm to God too, and all will be well.
For Joy News, I'm Jacqueline Ansma Yapowa.
Now let me tell you the story of hundreds of patrons who reveled in the good old days with good music from the 90s at the Joy FM 90s Jam held at Pleasure Gardens at Jowulu in Accra. As of 4 a.m. this morning, the energetic crowd was still singing and dancing, with many enjoying drinks and food. Some of the patrons expressed their desire for the event to be held more than once a year. Maxwell Agbagba witnessed and participated in all the fun and has this report for us.
It's a lot of fun. A lot of people here are singing along to the old tunes back in the 90s, reliving the moment. Let's get into the crowd and speak to some of the people who are having a lot of fun here. Let's start. Okay. Okay. Hello, sir. You having fun? Yeah, I'm having too much fun. Yeah, I'm just yo, Marasiasi. When you must have been having bad tea. When Quandy ever say, the Honey Farabad, Musuba man, remember what I see more, one of me high. But me born in Jimmy, over this year, Monora Media, Unimedia, Adia, we do want me to see a food. I mean, I can't stand it. Mr. Vigina, and not the same cut the car. She said, wow. They say, we want to give one. Yeah, that is what I'm talking about. We really live in all the fun here at the Pleasant Garden. Are you having fun? Very much, too much. What do you like about the 90s song? Man, I'm out of work, man. Everything is crazy. I see your baggy jeans. Yeah, man. Back to the day. Yes, sir. Yeah. You used to dance to them? Yeah, a lot. Everybody in the place. Did you hear that? Everybody in the place right now. Everybody in the place right now. Hey, everybody in the place, let's go. Everybody say, oh. Say, oh. Say, okay, let's listen to the crowd. Say, oh. Hey, let's go. Okay, you know how to sing it. Everybody, 1, 2, 3. Okay, let's get closer to some of the people here. Yeah. Okay. Hi, what's your name? Sadia. Come again? Sadia. Oh, are you having fun? Yeah, I am. Is this your favorite song from the 90s? Hi, what's your name? My name is Brian. Tell me, I'm having excited fun. I'm enjoying myself. The 90s, the 90s. Sing along. Oh no, Matia. Udaya ne kumyo. Sabi shaswa. Obiarati sawo. We see lady who front. And one kumyo. Sabi shawicha. Okay. But she's having fun here. Two sisters, Marie and and then Eva Marie Eklu. She's a Generation Z, but a sister is beautiful. Z. But they are here having fun. So let's talk to them, let's find out from them what it has been like for them here. Hi, Marilyn, how are you?
Hi, I'm fine. We're having great fun here. I can't even contain the fun. It's too much for me. So you need to de-stress, and this fun is healthy fun.
Let's find out from Eva. Eva, Generation Z, enjoy 90s music. What's the
I'm having fun. But I don't know most of the songs. But I'm going with the vibe. I'm just dancing, having a good time. Yeah.
You're loving it?
But then,
are you loving it?
Oh yes, I'll do it again. A 10 over 10. A 10 over 10.
Thank you. Thank you, Marilyn and then Eva Maria too as well. We're still reliving music back from the 90s, and you can see programs manager Adam 90 right now. Yeah, look at that, look at that, look at that, look at that, look at that. Yeah. It's all fun, you know, here at the Pleasant Gardens. Let's talk to her. Hello, Adam. Glad to see you. I can see you having a lot of fun.
We're jamming.
Yeah. And you see all the people here, the crowd here, grooving to the music. Started at 8 p.m. Nobody is stopping. All of them still dancing. How excited are you to see this?
I am excited. That's what we want. We just want to create the ambience and the platform for people to be happy and be excited and make merry. And I am just excited to see everybody happy, really.
90s, what was it like? Any memories you want to share with us? Any fun memories from the 90s?
Back in school, when we used to have entertainment on Fridays. All right. And I remember those times there was a lot of the Mr. Bombastic. I love it. I'm waiting to hear it though.
I'm sure that they're living.
When I say DJ, you say block. DJ. When I say DJ, you say block. DJ.
Lexus Bill is here, the host of the Drive Time Show, on Joy. Let's talk to Lexus. Oh, he's having a good time, Lexus, tell me, what is the feeling like?
Max, it's feeling so good. I mean, the feeling is amazing. You can tell there's a great party in here. Everybody's having fun. Aren't you having fun?
I'm having a lot of fun. Too much fun.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Now that we have love, what are we going to do? Ghanaians had to wait one whole year for this party. And as always, we had to actually dot all the I's and cross the T's and make sure we pull off the biggest party of the year. It's the first party of the year, and obviously it's going to be the biggest of 2025. I'm so happy seeing our listeners and our wonderful, discerning viewers also having so much fun. A lot of people have let loose. They are feeling comfortable. They are actually having a good time, and they're going all the way back to the 90s, reminiscing and just, having a good time.
Yeah.
Well, we will be updating you on that expected reading of the judgment on those 4 contentious constituencies. We know 1 ruling is in, 3 more to go, and you want to stay with us because we'll bring you up to speed. My name is Sweetie Abochi, and for more news, log on to myjoyonline.com to stay informed and updated. Thank you for watching. Have a nice weekend.